Hello everyone. If you are an engineer or a professional and you're looking for to get Aramco approval, so this video is for you. In this video I will tell you how you can get your Aramco approval by working in any Aramco project. So if you got Aramco approval, it means you have significant opportunities in Saudi Arabia and it will boost your career in Saudi Arabia. So in this video I will not only talk about how to get your Aramco approval, but I will also share with you some study material through which you can prepare yourself for Aramco interviews, right? And how can you apply for Aramco projects. So I have already made a video on how to apply for jobs, like whether it's Aramco projects or any other projects you can apply. So mainly in Saudi Arabia, two kind of platforms are used. One is expatriates.com and the other one is LinkedIn. So I have made a video on it, you can watch that too. So in this video I will not only talk about Aramco approval, but I will also share some study notes which you can study and you can prepare yourself for Aramco interviews or any kind of interview, specifically QC engineer role or QC inspector role. So how can you get those study notes? You can email me in the comment section and I will reach to you as soon as possible. So the first thing is, how much experience is required to get to Aramco projects and get your Aramco approval. So Aramco typically doesn't require any specific requirement of experience, but if you have 2-3 years of experience, you can definitely qualify for Aramco approval for Aramco interview, and later you will get Aramco approval. However, there are some Aramco projects in which they require Saudi Council of Engineering attestation, like the same as in Pakistan there is Pakistan Engineering Council. In Saudi Arabia they have SCE, Saudi Council of Engineering. So some of the projects require SCE certificate, and that's been provided to you after 5 years of your graduation. Suppose if you are graduated in 2019, so you will be given this certificate directly if you apply in 2024, right? It's an easy process. You just submit the fees, 500 or 800 SR is the fees, and you get the Saudi Council of Engineering certificates. But that's for some specific projects. Not all projects require SC certificate. Typically Saudi Aramco projects don't have experience requirement, but if you are well prepared for the interview and you got any opportunity, you can get entered into Aramco projects very easily. Let's suppose you are shortlisted for Aramco interview. So it definitely means you will be asked in Aramco standards. First they will check you in Aramco standards. If you have the knowledge of Aramco standards or any ASTM standards, they will not get into details. They will not go deep in standards and ask a lot of questions, but they will at least ask in standards, and then they will come towards technical knowledge and your experience. So everything will be the first they will ask about Aramco standards or maybe ASTM standards, and then they will ask you in technical in your technical field. So as I suggested in my previous videos too, you stick to 7 or 10 Aramco projects, or you just memorize one project. So if you are asked in introduction section of your interview, you just focus on your experience in one specific standard. For example, there is a standard called SAES A114, which is for excavation and backfilling. So you mention in your introduction section or in your experience part, they will ask you, tell us about yourself, your experience. So you can focus, you can highlight that kind of experience, excavation and backfilling. And definitely they will ask you in the same standard. They will first ask you about what is the standard used for excavation and backfilling, and then they might ask some questions inside that one specific standard. So if you don't have time, you just stick to one standard, and if you have time, you just stick to 7 or 10 standards. That's enough for you. For other standards, you just memorize the name, the code. Like for example, what's the standard for fresh concrete? You just know the standard name, ASTM C31 or whatever it is. So you just memorize the heading, the code of the standard, and that's enough for you. Do Aramco projects requires certifications? So one certification that can help you is ISO 9001. That's a certificate. You can get it, but it's not necessary that they will definitely ask you about this certificate, but they might ask you. If you have this certificate, it's a bonus for you, it's a plus point for you. Point number 4, you can search a lot of suppliers that provide employees to the companies in Aramco projects. If you made a good relation with the suppliers that can provide and they can help you reach to Aramco projects, so it's a good point for you, because there's a lot of competition. You will sit in front of computer, you will apply a lot, you will get calls back and you will be interviewed, but those will be preferred who are on the top of the list, I mean the shortlisted candidates. So it's better if you made some connections with suppliers. Suppliers are kind of recruiters. They first recruit you and then they send you to they have the projects, like they have the connections inside the projects, the companies, so they send you directly to the companies on rental basis. They pay you hourly rate, and like for example, if you are paid 40 SAR per hour, so you will be actually paid 35 SAR per hour, and 5 SAR per hour will be it will go to the supplier. So that's how it works. Point number 5, as I said in the start, you can prepare yourself for interview. You just comment your email in the comment section and I will send you the notes. You can study those notes step by step. I have made like a folder in which I have mentioned 1.1, 1.2. so if you followed the sequence and you studied it, I think that's enough for you to pass an Aramco interview. Point number 6 is you should make a proper CV. Your CV should look attractive. There is no specific format for Saudi Arabia, but if you made a good and attractive CV for yourself, it will be good for you. So if you send your email in the comment section, I will share with you a Google Drive folder, and in that folder I have also attached a CV format. That format worked for me. Like I have applied for a lot of jobs, and through that one CV I have arranged more than 15 interviews for myself. So that CV will work for you, but I would suggest to make like similar CV to that one, because a lot of guys are following the same format. So if you made a little bit changes, or you just got the idea from the CV and made a CV similar to that, so it will be good. One thing I forgot is how will you get the Aramco project. Once you pass the interview, Aramco will take your interview, right? So you should note it. Once you are selected for interview, so contractor will select you, contractor will take your interview. If they passed you, they will send your CV to Aramco. Aramco will take your interview. If you passed Aramco interview, then you will be given 3 or 4 months. You will work in these 3 to 4 months and you will be given a conditional approval from Aramco. So if that 3 months passes, then you will be interviewed again in the same project. Like they will ask the questions related to the project. So after 3 months, if you pass the second interview of Aramco, they will give you then the actual Aramco approval. That's actually the Aramco approval. In the start they will give you conditional approval, but that approval don't have any value in the market. After 3 months, when they call you back for interview, the interview this time, like for the second time, interview isn't too much tough. They just ask you questions related to the project and you pass the interview and they give you the approval. That's how it works. There is one other thing called CBT, but I will make a specific video on that. That's enough for today and see you soon. Thank you.